Kia ora koutou, ko Ceri de Boo toko ingoa. I'm the course coordinator alongside Hilary Kingston for the curriculum courses and the distance secondary course coordinator. I'm also the technology lecturer for secondary education. This is an overview of the entry and study on the graduate diploma for teaching and learning with a secondary endorsement. And this presentation is specifically for the alternative entry pathway, or the AEP. Please watch this prior to interview. And I just want to make a note that this is made at the beginning of or early 2023 for the 2024 cohort, so some information may change, and the best thing to do is to follow the comms from our UC staff as you proceed through the entry process. Secondary teacher education offers an exciting and rewarding career in teaching and the opportunity to have a positive impact on the youth of Aotearoa. This presentation is designed to give you a general overview of the programme. UC offers the following qualifications specialising in secondary teacher education: Graduate Diploma in Teaching and Learning for Secondary, Postgraduate Diploma in Teaching and Learning for Secondary, and a Masters of Teaching and Learning. For the alternative entry pathway, we're just concerned with a Graduate Diploma in Teaching and Learning. The following slides are going to talk you through the different entry process that you'll need to follow for the alternative entry pathway. So this is set up specifically for candidates that do not have a level 7 qualification. However, there are some exceptions to that rule, so we'll just start at the beginning. The graduate diploma is a 300 levels, level 7 as a QF, and it's a 150 point program. And overseas it's not considered to be a postgraduate qualification. So the alternative entry pathway is only available to candidates that wish to study technology or te reo Māori. And it is also available via distance as well as on campus. I'm going to talk you through the three types of different candidates that we have currently seen entering via the alternative entry pathway. So the first one is people without a level 7 qualification, which is generally without an undergraduate degree. Candidates must have a minimum of 5 years of recent employment within a trade. Look at the FAQs for what this might look like, or with higher levels of te reo Māori language. They also need work qualifications and professional development, experience relating to leadership and or management skills, and evidence of working in a coaching, mentoring or teaching role. And this comes from a whole variety of different experiences, and it's not more of one or more of another. The 5 years part though is set. The other sort of candidate that we see is a LAT. So a LAT is a teacher who is at a school who doesn't have a teaching qualification, and LAT means limited authority to teach. Our pathway is open to LATs who have the required background and who wish to study and work at the same time. Usually they do this via the 2-year pathway. The other sort of candidate that we're seeing is what we were calling a hybrid candidate. So they do have a level 7 qualification, but it's usually in a different subject. So they might have done an undergraduate in, for example, business studies, and then have 5 years of relevant work experience for technology, or they might have language proficiency for te reo Māori. When you start the entry process, there's a number of different steps that you'll need to take. So the standard steps will be that you need to apply online, that you need to complete a literacy and numeracy test, and you'll need to do an interview. Those are standard procedures for all candidates. In addition to that, you'll also need to complete an additional information form, one for technology or for te reo Māori. This gets uploaded to your what's called MAY2023 when you apply. A further part of the AEP entry is that a written response needs to be completed by all AEP and LAT candidates. This takes about 90 minutes and guidance and support is provided. Following that, there's a short online course that's designed to set you up for academic success, which usually encompasses a couple of modules that you complete at your own speed. This is also supported. Successful completion of all of the above is required to be offered a place. If you're a hybrid candidate, you're not required to do this part of the process. So a little bit more information about how to study. So the AEP is as I've said, only available for the specialist teaching subjects of technology and te reo Māori. And you can opt in for a full-time study, which is 1 year, part-time study, which is 2 years. And you can also do this on the campus if you're in Christchurch, or you can do this via distance. There's this little note at the bottom there about when you sign up for the courses that you need to make sure that campus courses have a C in the end of the code, and distance offering will have a D at the end of the code. There's examples there for you to look at. It's worth pointing out to you that if you undertake this study, that you need to be aware of how much time this is going to take for you. When you look at the timetable, you see that there are what's called non-contact times. So these are where you're not studying, but you will be required to do some work. So they're not scheduled holidays, if you like. There is a 2-week holiday right in the middle of the year when the semesters break between semester 1 and semester 2. Students are expected to attend all scheduled course sessions and actively engage with all course content and activities. So to give you a little bit of guidance, full-time is about 40 hours a week and part-time would be about 20 hours a week. And many students do have a part-time job while they're doing this. Some dates for you. Teacher Ed programs do start earlier than other university programs and you need to attend from day 1. Start dates are listed in your offer letter. So for 2024, the Graduate Diploma, these will be for the distance cohort Monday the 29th of January, right through until Friday the 8th of November. And the campus cohort will be the 29th of January through to the 8th of November as well. Special aspects of the program. So our program starts with an on-site intensive and a campus intensive. So for distance pathway, you'll do a 2-week on-site intensive in Christchurch. This includes an overnight stay and on the marae and te tiriti or waitangi workshops, and attendance for this part is compulsory. Professional practice placements. These are considered to be like a full-time job, so you need to be there for the full working days for each of the 16 weeks of placement. So if you are employed during this time, you will need to make sure that you can get time off from your job, because you won't be able to work at the same time as doing the practicum. Observation week is currently set for the 4th to 8th of March. The first practicum is the 1st of April to the 31st of May. The second placement is the 5th of August to the 27th of September. So as you are likely to be distance, your placements will be in your local area. And the way this works is you set up the placement by approaching a secondary school and asking if they will host you for the placement. For the 2 longer placements, once the school has agreed to host you, our professional practice office then liaises with the school. If you're a technology student, you can talk to me, and if you're a te reo Māori student, you can talk to AFI to help you with where might be suitable for you to go to do any of the 3 placements. This is a draft schedule for the 2024 program dates, and I'll just talk you through the colour codes a little bit here. So this is where we are with the Graduate Diploma. So the olive green means orientation. If you're campus, that means 1 week, the ORT week. If you are distance, it's the both weeks, which is called OSI, on-site intensive. The yellow blocks mean you're learning. So either you're on-site at Christchurch or online via distance. The light blue is an observation week in a school. And then we go over to the darker blue, which is the practicum dates. And you can see that this one is split up by the school holidays at Easter, time for you to work on assignments. Then you go back to the school that you're at for the rest of the placement. You have a non-teaching week, which means that you get a chance to catch up on assignments then. Some more online learning or campus learning. The semester break is in the middle there, and then you get something similar in semester 2. If you're studying part-time, you only come to Christchurch once, and that's at the beginning of the first year. Secondary teacher education is made up of a number of courses in the following areas of study. The first one is professional studies, where you'll learn about the secondary school student and home presentation skills, lesson planning, classroom management, questioning skills, learning theories, and teaching strategies. Education studies provides opportunities for students to explore issues surrounding the history, sociology, philosophy, politics, cultural context, and psychology of education. It also considers strategies for using ICT in education and e-learning. Technology teaching practice is the school-based requirement of the program and provides the placement context in which students develop skills and gain experience in practical situations. All teaching studies courses focus on the essential learning areas of the Aotearoa New Zealand curriculum, including curriculum statements, examination prescriptions, unit and achievement standards, teaching and management approaches, assessment practices, and curriculum resources. This slide tells you about the people that are involved in the teaching of you and also how the courses are made up. So you have Misty Sato, who is the acting head of faculty at the moment, Tahura Nui, who is the acting head of school, Jane, who's deputy acting head of school, Sandra and Rachel are both program coordinators. Rachel's the one for secondary. Jodie teaches the Te Reo Māori course. Hilary and I are the course coordinators, and also Hilary teaches social studies and history, and I teach technology. Dave's in charge of professional practicum, and he also teaches science courses. Jocelyn teaches the education studies courses alongside Kerry. So underneath that you've got the full-time option, which shows you the courses that you'll be doing, and on the right side you've got the part-time option, which breaks it down into what you'll be doing each year. And as I've said, you can see that you have your 2 weeks on-site intensive at Christchurch, and then the number of courses that you'll have over the first year and then over the second year. This slide is about the secondary teaching subject selection. For our secondary teacher qualifications, you'll need to choose from Technology or Te Reo Māori as your specialist teaching subject based on your work experience background in this subject or your proficiency in language. You'll enrol in 2 courses for the specialist teaching subject, 1 course in semester 1 at the junior level, which is years 7 to 10, and 1 course in semester 2 at the senior level, which is years 11 to 13. You'll also choose an additional teaching subject, for which in most cases you have a background in study. You'll enrol in 1 course for your additional teaching subject. Therefore, every secondary endorsement student will enrol in 3 subject-specific courses. So this slide is about the specialist subjects. For our secondary teacher qualification studying via the AEP, you'll choose the specialist teaching subject of Technology or Te Reo Māori and have work experience or language proficiency relevant to the subject. Your specialist teaching subject is chosen from those taught at junior and senior secondary levels. And below that in red is the course names and codes, and you can look this up on the website and it will tell you more about the course. And so to the additional subjects. For our secondary teacher qualifications, you also need to choose an additional teaching subject. Studying by the AEP means that the following options are available to you as an additional teaching subject. So again, that's the red is the course code, and the workshop lines for this are vocational education or Te Ao Haka. I'll just tell you a little bit about those. Te Ao Haka was introduced in response to the NCA review, where it is a new subject in senior secondary schools across the motu. Experience in Te Ao Haka is required, and if you'd like to know more about studying Te Ao Haka, please contact Afi Clark. Vocational education was introduced in recognition of the pathways Akonga follow in schools and in response to the NCA review. So it's not a subject as such, but it's part of the school's wider programme of support for young people. If you'd like to study vocational education, please contact me. Should you decide that Te Ao Haka or vocational education is really not for you, there are a couple of other possibilities for you to study as an additional subject. So you can take a primary education endorsement course. So these are listed. You've got TCP 324, which is health and PE with the arts. You've got TCP 325, which is science and technology. And you've got TCP 326, which is learning languages and social sciences. And then the other option is a course from somewhere else within the university schedule. Now, one of the issues with that is that they don't run to the same schedule as us, which means that that can provide problems when you're out on practicum if you have to attend lectures or workshops and complete assignments when you can't actually do that. After completing one of our programs, graduates are eligible to apply for provisional registration as a secondary school teacher and can apply for teaching positions in Aotearoa New Zealand schools and in many countries around the world. A teaching degree also prepares our students for roles in school leadership, business management and services that involve training and working with youth and other people. Thank you for watching this short presentation, and I look forward to meeting you.